I want to say this. Your ability to believe in yourself is your measure of faith. It is the determining factor of how God operates in your life. I believe that. So, in the Bible, it says that God gives every man a measure of faith, like the same measure of faith. Very true. But it's what you do with this divine power, because nothing is separate in this universe. Everything is the same. It's only one thing. So that's what it means that God gives every man the same measure of faith. Every man has the same amount of attraction power. Yes, but this measure of faith grows depending upon how able you are to believe in yourself. Because believing in yourself is believing in the one self. And the one self is higher consciousness. Most people call it God. Some people call it source. Some people call it, what do they call it? The field. The field. They call it the field. Where all things come from, where all things evolve, because it is its own thing, experiencing itself. How willing you are to believe in yourself determines the measure of faith. So there's another scripture in the Bible that I can kind of work with to kind of explain this. How I think it was a man who gave three different people the different measurements of gold or something like that, and they were supposed to go and grow it. Well, two only did good, and one didn't. So they were all given something and they were supposed to do something with it. So most people have this divine power, but they do nothing with it. Why? Because they don't believe in themselves. They don't believe it's possible. And because you are this one consciousness thing experiencing itself, if you don't take a chance on yourself, it won't take a chance on you. But for you to see the magic of the universe, or for you to see what I like to call divine operation, to see this thing at work, you have to know about it. You have to be conscious of it. It helps to be conscious of it. You can say, I'm growing my relationship with God, whatever you want to call it, or you're getting closer to it, but you need to understand that it is yourself, it is your higher self, and it is here for you to evolve. So, and that's what desire comes from. That's where all of these different things that you've been wanting comes from, or different places you want to experience, like new experiences you want to have. All of this is for the evolution of the higher self as it pertains to your perspective, right? So, all in all, what I'm trying to say is that you have to believe in yourself. You have to believe in yourself. Yes, you've been given this measure of faith, but you can grow it. You can see amazing things happen. But you have to be able to believe in yourself. And it's like this. And this, as it pertains to every given subject in your life. Every subject is different, and every subject is two subjects. Think of it like I can't really explain it, but because of this, you're able to know what you want and what you don't want. And anytime you set something in motion and you go against it vibrationally, you get sick and bad things happen and stuff like that. I'm really doing my best to explain what I'm getting. But yeah, that's just really how it works. But all in all, this is for you to evolve. This is for the evolution of self, your perspective, your person. But that is what you are really doing God a favor. And God, this thing you call God, is here to serve you, but it's serving you as you. So it can only give you what you give it. So what you put out is what you get. You know what I mean? And so if you're focusing on things outside of yourself and you think that those things are more pertinent, or they're solid when they're really not. They look solid, but they're not solid, and you think they're fixed. You kind of get stuck in the pattern of those old things, not allowing yourself to experience things new. But there is a dimension within the self, and some people call it heaven. Some people call it field. Some people call it nothingness. Most people call it God. But there is a dimension within yourself that if you tap into, and it's the imagination is really what it is, and it's the emotion of is especially the emotion of the imagination, and that's what heaven is. And sometimes when we don't know what we're doing, and we're scared or we're fearful, we're doubtful, when things like that, we're using the power. And see, you see how we can be our own witch, or like we like to say, because we connotate that to bad. We see how we can curse and bless ourselves with our imagination and emotions. And so because things always happen that way, you say, oh, that's going to happen again. And so because you spoke it and because you believed it, and it was easy for you to believe because you've seen it before, it happens again. See, this works the same exact way when you're wanting to manifest something. But that whatever you're wanting to manifest, the vibration of having it and living it, meaning you're just experiencing it in your mind over and over and over and over and over, the way you want to experience it is more dominant than the other side of that subject. It has to be more dominant, like of the other side of that subject, of the what you don't want. The feeling of having what you do want to experience has to be more powerful and more stronger for you to actually physically experience that. But you have to be willing to let go. You have to be willing to experience new things and believe that all things are possible. One of my favorite scriptures in the Bible, and I'm probably going to leave it here. One of my favorite scriptures of the Bible is, all things are working together for those who love the Lord. I'm going to say that again, and I'm going to break it down. All things are working together for those that love the Lord. Love meaning to know, to be familiar with. Lord, when we see the word Lord in the Bible, that word means law. The law of the universe, the law of how things operate in the world, which that law is I am, where we get all of our other laws from. I am is the law. And as I said before, people call this God, but God is principle. You know, people think it's a deity in the sky controlling itself or whatever. No, all things are just held together by this one law, and that one law is I am. And so when we know that I am is law, and that all things are perfect, and everything that could ever exist already exists, and that everything is already given once we ask, because I am, once I know what I want, it's already possible. It's already there because the I am showed it to me in the heavenly realm, in my mind. Because when you know what you don't want, the other side end of that stick, you realize what you do want. And that's what I meant earlier. And so heaven shows us what's possible. And so when we tap into that more, we experience it. And so when we know this principle and we know this law and we know this right here, all things always work out for you because you know this. It's always in the back of your mind. It's your core. And it is the law of the land. It is who you are. You are the law. Like I am, you're literally a walking, breathing, heart beating, in motion manifestation of the law. Just like the animals, the trees and everything. Like you, everything you see is I am. You see what I mean? And so everything is perfect. Everything that you could ever ask for is already done. All of your desires are already given to you. Everything is already it's perfect. Everything is perfect. Everything is perfect and as it should be. So once you know that, all things will always work for you because you believe that, and because you are I am. It must be, and it is. You know, sometimes it's so difficult to put English words with what I get in my mind, but I really try to do my best. It's almost like interpreting.